We're following breaking news out of New Orleans, where multiple people were killed in an attack last night on Bourbon Street. Thanks for joining us. I'm Cornelia Nicholson. You really put it in perspective when you said it looks like a ghost town. And that street, I've been there myself, and it is very bustling. There's always people, no matter the hours, the time of day. Crews report progress across the county, but officials say the fire threat will remain very high as dangerous Santa Ana winds return early this week. Let's get straight to breaking news this morning. As we said, a man is now dead after an officer-involved shooting that took place near the Publix off Gun Barrel Road. This evening, we begin with breaking news. President Jimmy Carter has passed away at 100 years old. A driver fled the scene of a car crash, leaving 3 fatally injured people inside the car. Eastridge police say the single car crash occurred inside the westbound tunnel on Ringgold Road. And our Local 3's Riley Nagel is there right now gathering information. He has the latest details. Riley, it sounds like you were talking with the sheriff. What do you know right now? What details did he provide you? We're getting straight to the latest details in the shooting at former President Trump's rally yesterday. The alleged shooter, 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, is now dead. Some really great tips, but I think if I'm going to go camping, I'm going to leave it to the experts with the fire. I'm going to stay away. Before we get to this next story, I got to grab an accessory. Okay, because I can't do this next story without it. Okay, because we're talking Beyonce. So if we're talking Cowboy Carter, I gotta have my hat on. Audrey, a lot has really happened in the last 48 hours with this cold, snowy weather that's just blanketed the Tennessee Valley. So can you kind of walk us through what we're seeing now? Well, you can see him behind me. USHERIAYMOMD. You might know him as Usher. He spent his elementary and middle school days here in Chattanooga. Riley, are you licensed to be messing with sinks and things like that?
Do you need a license? I wasn't sure. I'm just winging it out here.
We're giving you a look at, if you were going to be in the car, this is what this would look like for you. This is what you would see. A lot of snow packed on the ground. Typically on snow days like the one we're expecting on Friday, drivers are usually going to see TDOT trucks out dropping salt just like this all over the roads and the highways like Interstate I-24 behind me. David, we're learning more that there were key factors into what played a role into Deputy Leonard's patrol car going from this Highway 60 bridge behind me down to Bly Ferry Lane into the Tennessee River here. When you're driving on these roads, you really can't see the lanes, you can't see the markers. Hey, Xavier's. Sounds like y'all are doing the electric slide over there. I can't see you, but I just hear the And this was really a team effort because I was here earlier as you guys were packing the planes. And if you can see behind me, I don't know if Ian, if you are able to zoom in, but your plane is packed to the brim. You know what we got?
What you got?
You ready for it?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, yam, ham,
You name it.
You name it. We got it. When it comes to the job hunt, most people are used to sitting at the computer for several hours a day, looking for a job, finding the perfect words to craft their cover letter, and going through a number of templates to build their resume. Juneteenth is one of the oldest holidays in America, and today dozens of Chattanoogans are marching down MLK Boulevard to celebrate the day all slaves were freed. This is one of the planes traveling to Asheville, North Carolina to deliver hundreds of donations to families stranded after going to the hair salon and getting your hair done can be a fun experience for some kids, but for those on the spectrum, it could be a scary situation. That's why today Tammy and her daughter-in-law are here at Golden Steps to give them a calm experience with their haircuts. It may have sounded like a construction site on the Rogers family's front yard this morning as a crew from Rock Solid built this entire playset from the ground up, gifting it to 5-year-old Lincoln.
Would you like a scarf, ma'am, to go around your neck? It's from Mount Zion Baptist Church.
While most people spend their Black Friday shopping for the best deals.
A little hat in there, if you want.
You appreciate that.
Thank you. You're more than welcome, and God bless.
Patricia Suttle spent her morning giving back.
I'm a member of the TLC, Tender, Loving Care for those that's, we'll say, less fortunate, but still loved by God the same.
With gift bags in hand filled with scarves and hats.
Enough for men, huh?
For men?
Yeah.
She went down the line outside the Chat Foundation, giving the gift of warmth.
There's a hat and a thermal top for you.
The idea started around the Thanksgiving table with her nieces and nephews,
Hi, sweet.
who plan to hand out plates of Thanksgiving food to anyone in need.
We have greens, dressing, ham, turkey on some, green beans and potatoes, fried corn, macaroni and cheese.
And then I heard them say, well, what they were going to do. And I said, well, do you have any desserts? And no, we didn't think about that. So I said, okay, I'll get the desserts.
People flocked around them as they handed out plates from their car.
God bless you.
1 hour is all it took to put the plates together, but just a moment to fill hearts.
Is this lemon cake?
Yes, that's lemon.
Make these yourself?
For Patricia, it's not just about filling stomachs.
I know it is hard, but we just have to take one day at a time. Because I lost my husband in June, so let's take one day at a time.
But touching hearts and soothing souls. She and her family providing a sense of hope when people need it the most.
Giving back is a blessing. God gives to me, and I should give my overflow to others. So it's just a blessing, and it gives me joy. That's all I can say. And it gives me joy.
In Chattanooga,
God bless you.
Cornelia Nicholson,
God bless you.
Local 3 News.
It felt like something out of the new National Geographic. Not used to looking outside and looking at what looked like was a river running behind us.
Sunday evening, Saudi Daisy residents experienced severe thunderstorms with downpours. But when Isaac White looked out his window, it was more water than he expected.
I originally thought that our pool had busted because water was coming down the front side of our house. The Ring doorbell went off because so much water was going down the side of our house.
But the water wasn't coming from his pool. Residents say that the rushing water flowing through their neighborhood on Sunday was due to this construction site, with that large dirt pile creating the perfect funnel to push water through their backyard and their homes. Another Saudi Daisy resident says the construction site being developed by Green Tech Homes has created erosion problems.
The new builder has really brought in, I don't know exactly the number, it has to be scores, if not hundreds, of dump trucks of dirt, and it's just very, if you look at it, it's very unnatural looking, and it's really expedited the erosion process.
Residents say homes right behind the site had flooded yards and garages on Sunday.
The problem was it was coming down hard for too long. At first it seemed like just a normal drainage, no problem, but over time, within half an hour, the water that was draining was no longer clear, but it was just murky.
Residents say they were able to get in touch with Green Tech Homes.
And then they wanted to make it right, so they actually came out today and put straw down and grass seed to try to fix what was wrong.
But while the developer had cleaned up Sunday's damages, residents are still hoping for a long-term solution to avoid a flooded neighborhood.
The biggest thing for me, and I think everybody in the neighborhood, is finding a way to redirect this water to a safe place. That way people's foundations and their houses don't deteriorate.
In Saudi Daisy, Cornelia Nicholson, Local 3 News. When Halloween rolls around, you'll probably start to see your neighborhood come alive or unalive with Halloween decorations, but you've probably never seen a house take it to this level for Halloween.
Heed my call, mortal. The darkness has beckoned.
Miranda Grantham's favorite holiday is
Halloween.
and it's pretty obvious if you drive by her house in Chickamauga.
A little hand sticking up on the gravestone. We change the skeletons up on the house occasionally, and we'll put like body bags up there.
Just about any Halloween decoration you can think of, she has it.
When we moved here about 7 years ago, we closed at the end of October, set up Halloween. That was the only thing in the house, and we really thought this was going to be the best neighborhood for trick-or-treating, and we only got a couple trick-or-treaters.
Each year since then, Grantham and her husband Chris have made their display even bigger, not only buying props, but building them too.
Each portion of the fence is handmade by us. We use insulation sheeting from Home Depot, and we made each one of the columns out of the insulated sheeting.
And at night, the decorations really come alive.
Attention, if you do not leave now.
The Grantham's House of Horrors has really caught the attention of the neighborhood, and neighbors like James Westmoreland have a perfect view.
It changes every week. They literally change things every week. They move things around. They laid things down. They moved things around. It was pretty neat to watch just as it progressed into it.
The Granthams have so many decorations, some of their skeletons have walked their way over to Westmoreland's yard. With 15 years worth of decorations, Grantham says they started decorating back in July with a skeleton construction crew.
This whole thing takes us about 2 months to get everything set up. We were out here until 9 o'clock last night setting lights and everything.
While it sounds like a tedious task to do every year, the Granthams love the joy it brings to the neighborhood.
We probably get to know our neighbors more in the month of October than we do throughout the rest of the year.
Grantham says they're not looking forward to taking the decorations down in the coming days, but they're excited for the hundreds of trick-or-treaters they now get to stop by on Halloween.
We love to have the visitors drive through. We'll have music going at night, the lights changing, so come on by for Halloween and trick-or-treat with us.
Once the Granthams take down these Halloween decorations, they're not done yet. They say they're going to be putting up some more decorations for Thanksgiving and Christmas. But in the meantime, they invite you to come on out and see it while it's still up. In Chickamauga, Cornelia Nicholson, Local 3 News.